Hey guys, it's Miss Clark. I'm coming to you on Thursday, October 29th, 2020, and we are getting ready to read day two of The Beast Who Couldn't Say Boo. All right, so our I can statement is I can describe a character focusing on their feelings and actions using key details from the text. Okay, so the next step, we have our vocabulary words. We have ordinary, approached, prepare, celebrate, scrunched, reluctantly, exclaimed, terror, and scariest. We have scary, scared, and scares. Okay, so ordinary means normal. Approach means that you come up to someone. Prepare means to get ready. Celebrate means, celebrate, party. Scrunched means like it's all, scrunched up. We have reluctantly, which means like not really willing to do it. Exclaimed means to like shout. Terror is fear. And then scariest, is scary, scared, scared. So it's a form of scary. So what we're going to do today is we're going to reread the story, and it's called The Beast Who Couldn't Say Boo. I'm going to help you describe the main character. You're going to use the character web and how to go back in the story to find evidence to support the description of the character. So, descriptions are based on things that happen in the book. That's why it's important to pay attention to the details. So, we're paying attention to the details in the words and in the illustrations. Okay, so let's get started.
Hello, and welcome to Stories with a Dad. Today we're going to read a story about a beast named Boris. The Beast Who Couldn't Say Boo by Amanda Agee, illustrated by Carol A. Camber. It was a warm October morning, and Boris, a beast of the forest, woke extra early. He was very excited because today was his first day of Boo lessons to prepare for Boo Day. Boo Day takes place each year on the same day that humans celebrate Halloween. On this day, beasts hide in pumpkin patches and jump out and shout "Boo" when a human comes along to pick a pumpkin. Boris had a surprise for his classmates. Today, they would learn that he was no ordinary beast. He was Boris, the scariest beast alive. Boris hopped out of bed, wrinkled his nose, scrunched up his eyes, and made a horrible face. Then he whirled around and faced the stuffed elephant sitting on his dresser. "Boo!" he shouted. The elephant stared back at Boris, its eyes wide with terror. Next, Boris approached the family cat, booing and stomping his feet. The cat immediately stopped licking her paws and ran into the closet to hide. The scariest beast alive was very proud. Suddenly, Boris's door opened, and in walked his mother. "I'm the scariest beast alive," Boris shouted. "Goodness," said his mother, "I must have the wrong room. I was hoping to give my son a special hug before he went to his Boo lessons." Then she turned to leave the room. The scariest beast alive unscrunched his eyes and unwrinkled his nose. "Mama," he cried, "it's me, Boris." His mother turned and smiled. She opened her arms, and Boris ran over and snuggled up against her. Even beasts like hugs. At school, the classroom was filled with more beastly faces than Boris had ever seen. Suddenly, the scariest beast alive thought maybe he'd like to go back home. As he started to head out the door, a large, hairy hand clamped down on his shoulder. It was Mr. Rumpus, the Boo teacher. "Take a seat, beast," said Mr. Rumpus. "Class is about to begin." Boris watched as Mr. Rumpus slowly circled the room. He then pointed to the beast sitting right next to Boris. "Okay, beast," said Mr. Rumpus. "Stand up and boo." "Boo!" he shouted in a terrible voice. Mr. Rumpus smiled. "Absolutely, beast," he exclaimed. "Now you," he commanded, "stand up and boo." This was the moment Boris was waiting for. He took a deep breath and started to shout, but something went wrong. Instead of a big boo, all that came out was a little puff of air, and it sounded like coo. Mr. Rumpus frowned. Maybe you should try it again, he said. This time Boris closed his eyes and tried to pretend he was alone in his room, but all he could squeak out was a tiny pooh. Everyone in the class started laughing. That will never do on Boo Day, said Mr. Rumpus. All week long it was the same thing. Boris could coo and hoo and even woo. But whenever other people were around, the scariest beast alive was too nervous to say boo. Boris spent the night before Boo Day alone in his room. He didn't even bother to practice his scary faces. Come on, Boris, it's time to head to the pumpkin patch, Boris's mother called. You don't want to miss Boo Day. Boris reluctantly walked out of his room and grabbed onto his mother's hand. As soon as they entered the pumpkin patch, Boris ran and hid behind the biggest pumpkin he could find. Since he knew he couldn't scare anyone, he didn't want to be seen at all. Soon, a family of humans came in. They walked through the rows of pumpkins, not even noticing there was a beast hiding behind each one. Boris held his breath and tried not to make a sound. All of a sudden, his pumpkin started to shake. The humans were picking his pumpkin. Before Boris could run and hide somewhere else, a man, a woman, and a little girl were staring right at him. What a cute little animal, said the woman. Boris could feel the other beast looking at him. He knew he was supposed to scare the humans, but instead, he just kept holding his breath, hoping everyone would go away. Can I keep it? Asked the little girl as she bent down to get a better look at Boris. Boris couldn't hold his breath any longer. His cheeks were now completely filled with air. As the little girl reached her hand out toward Boris, he blew out all the air in his cheeks, and with the air came the loudest boo anyone had ever heard. The girl screamed, and all three humans quickly ran away. When the humans were far away, the beasts came out from their hiding places and cheered for Boris. The beast who couldn't say boo really was the scariest beast alive. Mr. Rumpus even presented Boris with a special ribbon for being Boo Day's hero. And the first thing Boris, the hero, did was run to get a hug from his very proud mother. I hope you enjoyed the story today. Please come back, and if you did, like and subscribe.
All right. So, what we're going to do next is look at some of these questions. So, what words describe the main character? What text evidence helps describe the character? So, what was the major challenge that Beast, or Boris, faced in the story? So, I want you to think about that real quick. Okay, so how does the character change over time? So, how was he at the beginning of the story versus the end of the story? And how do illustrations help you understand the character and their actions in the story? How do the pictures help? Okay, so what details from the author's words help you understand the story? Okay, so you should have a key feature map. Yeah, you should have a key feature map in your packet, and you can complete that. It has all the different questions on there and stuff. And if you want to, if you have extra time, you can use your character analysis chart or the key feature map to write 3 sentences describing the main character. Okay. Now, I know that you guys also got I believe you got a T-chart instead of a key feature map. Okay. So you're going to have a chart that on one side is going to say details from the text, and then on the other side going to say details from the illustrations. Oops. So actually that is what you're going to have in your packet, not the key feature map, because the key feature map you guys did yesterday. So you are going to have, here, let me finish creating our chart. You should have something like this, where you've got a line separating it, and then like this, like a little T-chart, and it should have blocks in there. So you're going to put details from the text, details from the illustration. So think about things that describe Boris. Like, think about words that describe him at first. You can do one, like two from the beginning, or one from the beginning, two from the middle, and two from the end, because I think it has like 4 boxes in it from what I remember. Okay, so again, I hope you guys have a great day, and don't forget, if you ever need to rewind or go back in the video because you might have missed something, that is totally fine. Take your time, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.